Hey, Planeswalkers, Mithras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I got an awesome top 10 deck for you. This one has definitely transcended from the times of Throne of Eldraine. So, very excited about this. This deck has been around for a while. We've seen a couple different revisions, and today we're going to take a look at one of the masters of this deck, which I'm very happy to share this one with you today. So, before we go ahead and check it out, just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. If you like the video, please like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well. So what deck is this that I speak of? Who is this master? Well, first off, it is a Temur Clover, also known as Lucky Clover or Temur Adventures deck. So we will go ahead and talk about the deck list. I'll talk about the sideboard. This particular deck, you're not going to be doing a ton of sideboarding, but it's more about fetching with Fae of Wishes and playing around different options. So we'll talk a little bit about that in the current meta, how you want to approach it. We'll also cover, for those of you that are new, after we just quickly go through the deck list here, what actually is Temur Clover. So quickly here, this deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it. And this master that I speak of is Little Beep, also known as Aaron Gertler. Congrats, Aaron. You've had a stunning run this year. I believe you top 16 for the Mythic Invitational. Unfortunately, I don't think you made the top 8, but hats off to you. Very, very impressive nonetheless. So very excited to share this deck. We have covered Aaron when this was first popular, and Aaron was actually one of the ones, Little Beep was one of the ones to, I'll say, essentially perfect this to some degree. So let's go ahead and dig into it here. Like I mentioned, this list is available for you down below. We'll talk a little bit about these cards right after we cover what actually is Temur Clover, or Lucky Clover as Little Beep likes to call it. So first off, Lucky Clover revolves around this card. So it is an artifact. Whenever you cast an adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, you copy it, and you may choose new targets for that copy. So the way this works is you have all these lovely adventure cards, and if you cast one, it's going to make one copy. So you're going to get a additional 1/1 human token. You're going to get a hit for 2 more than once, or you're going to push a creature or pick a bunch of cards. And with Beanstalk Giant, we get some lovely ramp as well. And additionally, we get to put these cards on the battlefield, not tapped. So that's pretty important there. At a high level, that's the card list and engine that is Lucky Clover. We get a draw from Edgewell Innkeeper, and then additionally Escape in the Wilds for some kind of dig and card advantage. I'm going to talk a little bit about the changes that have been made over the seasons here, because obviously this is primarily a Throne of Eldraine base, but now we are into Zendikar Rising, and this deck has definitely been optimized for that, as well as current meta. I know Little Beep is actually running around 80% win rates plus against Omnath. So a great alternative against that particular deck. Obviously, Little Beep is very good at piloting this, especially having ran it for 3 seasons. So what do we see that's new? Well, one, we got Shatterskull Smashing. So this card deals X damage divided as we choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, we get twice that damage divided as we choose among them instead. Additionally, this is a modal land, so we have the ability to drop this, pay 3 if we want, for a red mana source or mountain mana source. Of 1 mind, so I did not cover this particular Little Beeps list last season. I did do someone else's, and the feedback was, well, you should do Little Beeps. So this one I do want to call out because this was a different card that came in from Ikoria of 1 mind, so we get some card advantage here. Works really well in this deck with humans and non-humans. Next, we got Bala Ged Recovery, so we can pull a target card from our graveyard to our hand. Additionally, another modal land, so we can drop it for a land source if we need. Now, this is important because we are only running 26 lands. I think traditionally this deck ran 28, but we have these 2 in here as alternative sources. And then additionally, we see the nice modal lands here that fit really well in the Temur kind of archetype. And then we are not running Fabled, which is interesting, but it makes sense. We do have Triomes here as well. So very, very interesting mana base. I think it's efficient, works well, and then obviously really nicely with the Temur modal lands there to kind of smooth out any of those challenges. So that is it in a nutshell, my friends, in terms of the new deck list. What is Temur Clover or Lucky Clover? Just a pro tip slash call out, because I see this happen all the time. Be careful when you do have Lucky Clover out there, and you cast Brazen Borrower if they only have one creature, nothing else. If your copy hits, it will hit first. And if you have no target for your main card, you're gonna lose it, and it's not gonna sit there so you can recast it later. It'll go into your graveyard, so keep that in mind. And then last call again is Edgewell Innkeeper. So this is our draw engine. So whenever we cast a creature card, that has an adventure, we get to draw a card. So this is a very useful draw engine to keep in mind. All right, so let's talk about the fetching with Fae of Wishes. This is going to be very important for us. Again, from a sideboarding perspective, you're really not going to be sideboarding. You can, but I'm going to focus today more so on how do we and what do we pull with Fae of Wishes. First off, we got Tormod's Crypt. So this is your graveyard hate. You don't really have to worry about the sack decks. I haven't really seen them. You could run into them. The closest is going to be Clerics, actually. So this is a good one for Clerics, but also this is going to be a good one, obviously, for everyone's favorite hero. So keep that in mind. This is going to be your friend for that, and you can sack this on the stack when you would like. So you can absolutely make sure that you time that right to take your out of the graveyard as well. Next, we got Blazing Volley. So this is a good card against mirror matches. So a bunch of 1/1s. It's a good card against wiping a bunch of Lotus Cobras off the board as well, and then any other kind of 1/1 creatures that you may encounter. Next, we got Red Cat Melee. This is a wonderful card against creature-based decks, also Planeswalker decks, especially if you can take the cancellation or blowing up your own land. But this is the Omnath killer here too. So lots of good things that this one's going to do for you. Next, we got Negate. My recommendation with Negate and Mystical Dispute is if you want to get some sort of advantage on your opponent early game, especially best of one, potentially best of three, and if you know what they're playing, I would actually personally probably pull these to kind of just shut them out of key plays. Again, I'm going to assume that you're going to get the engines going and stay ahead, and then we'll talk about some of those game finishers that we can get to later outside of Beanstalk Giant and some of the other things that we have here too. So where would you pull this? Against any mirror match, I would pull this. I would also pull this against ramp decks. We did a Sultai control deck the other day. Absolutely we want to play this one. You're also going to want to play this against potential Azorius control decks, Jeskai control decks, anything that's really spell based. There are mono red burn decks as well, so keep that in mind. Yesterday we did a mono red aggro one, but there are mono red burn, so lots of things to keep in mind here with Negate. Again, mirror match too, if I didn't mention that. So this is a nice newcomer from Zendikar's Rising. So Inscription of Abundance, if we can get the kicker in there, and that's how I'm going to read it, is we can put 2 counters on target creature. We can also have target player gain X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Sounds really nice with Beanstalk Giant. And then target creature we control fights target creature we do not. So lots of good options there with this card, and also it's a cheap cast if you even don't get to kicker, but most likely you're going to be one away when you pull it anyway with Fae of Wishes, so you should be able to get it kicked. Where would you play this? Lots of options, to be honest, and maybe this is something that you pull when you know the deck, or don't, even ahead of Negate. Again, just to kind of keep some of that board state advantage as well as control. Next, we have Return to Nature. This is going to be a card in a mirror match. So this destroys artifact, enchantment, or exiles target card from a graveyard. So after you've also blown Tormod's Crypt, you can come back and get the second Euro out of there if you need to with Return to Nature. So a very, very nice card. Additionally, very optional in terms of what else we play. So you could play this against Gruul to take out Embercleave. You could play this against things that you may run into from an enchantment deck style. I've seen Selesnya enchantments once in a while as well. So lots and lots of places that you can use this. We have Mystical Dispute, so good option always against anything running blue. Like I mentioned earlier with Negate, we know if we got a creature-based deck, I would pull this probably against Omnath as well early, along with Red Cat Melee. And I'm saying that when you do have a Lucky Clover down, you're thinking of other options to pull with the Fae of Wishes. You know, the only time you're going to go wrong with Mystical Dispute, in my mind, is if the slip doesn't work for the 3. Then you'll have to be careful, and nor do we want that to happen. Next, we got Kazul's Fury. So another modal land. So what I like about this is, 1, you can pull it if you need a land, but 2, when you pull this, it works like a fling. So this essentially is Little Beep's replacement of a fling, but we have we sacrifice a creature and it deals power or damage to any target. Sacrifice creature's power to any target. There we go. So very, very good. Next, we got Storm's Wrath. So this is your board clear. This hits creatures and planeswalkers. This is another Omnath dumper. I personally run into this quite a bit. I think this is usually a first card that a lot of Clover players pull. My hesitation here that I've seen several times is you can underestimate your opponent in the board, where they will cast this and they can't recover quickly. So just be careful. Generally, you're probably still going to have some card advantage, but if your opponent's playing the way that they should, they might not have played their entire hand. So there are ways to play around this as well. So just keep that in mind. But again, this is when you're going to be losing board control. You're going to want to play this. Next, we got Once and Future State. This is a very, very nice card. So we get a return target card from our graveyard to our hand. We put up to another target card from your graveyard on top of your library and exile Once and Future. However, if we do Adamant, which means that at least 3 green mana was spent to cast this, instead we get to put both those cards in our hand. So this works really nice to pull back things like Escape for the Wilds or something situational, or if you played one of these cards like Tormod's Crypt, you can pull it back as well, and boom, see you again, graveyard. So lots of good options there, things to keep in mind and consider. Next, we have Escape to the Wilds. I like this because you have one on the sideboard. It's a great option to pull as well. Like I said, between a Negate, Mystical Dispute, some of these other things. This is a great option. I do see a lot of players lead with this too, and that's particularly if they don't have one of these in hand. That's a good one for you. Next, we have Embercleave. So now we're going to talk about the 2 finishers in the deck that are outside some of the stuff that we have on the board, like a Beanstalk Giant. Embercleave certainly will allow Giant to go over the top, because if you got Giant on the board, you already have enough mana for Embercleave. Let's be honest. So Embercleave is going to be the card to really help you kind of close the gap and deal the damage to your opponent. And then the next one that we have here is Ugin the Spirit Dragon from M21. A lot of you are familiar with this from the good old Simic ramp decks and Sultai ramp decks, and how Sultai was running the show, I think, for M21. So alas, we now have some different decks here that are pulling. But Sultai one that we did the other day, very, very good, very important. So you guys can absolutely check that one out, and plays very well. So Ugin here, again, a finisher card. You're gonna want to pull this to essentially lock down the board and the game. I would pull this if you're losing in terms of creatures and your opponents did a really nice job of evading a Storm's Wrath or something like that, and just need to get your board under control, or to kind of finish off your opponent. All right, Planeswalkers, that was a ton of talking, lots of options. We have a ton of one-offs here. Very important though to cover, have a good understanding. Again, we covered what Temur Clover actually is for those of you that are new. We also talked about the main board, deck list is down below, and then we talked about the sideboard and how we would interact with our main board in terms of Fey Wishes. A couple things here I will say, because we are doubling up on negates and mystical disputes. If you did want to move something in, from a best of 3 sideboard, I would go with maybe a couple of these things here already, and you could always pull some of your other situational cards if you needed, and I would do that against Omnath or some of the other decks that you may face, where you just want to make sure you have a negate, a mystical dispute, or something like a red cat melee. I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with that. You guys know I'm a very aggressive land player. I would almost consider moving things like Of One Mind, Shatter Skull Smashing, maybe Ball of Ged, Recovery out here, and then you make those the situational cards that you can pull. Just be careful though on that meta base. It's obviously important, but I think this going on here at 26 is pretty rock solid, so you don't have to worry too much. But again, it can be a challenge, and most of us never like to lose because we didn't have the right mana base. All right, Planeswalkers, there we go. Let's go jump into some best of 1 matches and a best of 3 matches to round out this awesome Clover deck here. All right, I think I'm at like 97% still. Oh, 98%. So that's doing all right. So we'll take it. We'll go to standard ranked. There's the mono red aggro deck that we did yesterday, so absolutely feel free to check that out. Quickly, your Planeswalkers, as always, just want to say thank you. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. You can like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. All right, let's get into it with our Temur Clover deck here against a top 1,000 player. So personally here, I like to have a Clover if I can. Odds are not necessarily the best always, but I do have all the lands that I need. Additionally here, I got all the other things that I could use. So I think I'm gonna try it, to be honest, and we're gonna go from there. Because we got a couple of good options. And we're on the draw. Oh, they got the Clover. We got a nice little mirror match, my friends. Now, hesitation there. I did that because if I wanted to play this actually on the next drop. And we are going to be way behind because they do have a Clover. Now, my friends. Now, my friends, actually, yeah, let's do that. We are in the game. All is not lost. They are well ahead of us right now. Ideally, we can get a land here. We got the giant. So we could use Fey Wishes. If we do that, we got to think about what we would pull in the sideboard. So I think I'm gonna go Love Struck first. Because I can block Bean. And then I gotta go think about what I'm gonna pull here. One, I could absolutely pull something to dump Lucky Clover. They're already ahead of us. So if they pull a Destroy Artifact, we would have definitely misplayed here then. No, well, they gotta do again too, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they could go pull that modal land. Ooh. That is painful. That is so painful. We're gonna go dig.
Accept a lesser world, and you will grow lost to history.
Oh, it was a fun match. Fun match while it lasted. Oh, unfortunately we don't have enough, but we'll do it anyway for fun. Oh, we lose in the mirror, so there you go. Now you can see that this is absolutely a very well-played deck here in Mythic. All right, on to the next match here. Quickly here, we'll go look at that sideboard though again and see if we can talk through some of those options in terms of what we could have pulled, because I think that's important. So when they had the giant down, to be honest, there really was not much that we could pull. So that was my hesitation there as well. They just got ramped too fast. Maybe if we would have had a Mystical Dispute and didn't let it hit the board, but there really was not anything that we could pull that would have been valuable. So in reality, I actually think I made the right play there. Unfortunately, there actually wasn't anything that we could do. So maybe you could have done a Storm's Wrath followed up by a Red Cat Melee, but obviously they got too big too fast there. All right, let's go ahead into the next match here. Ooh, another top 1200, the Marooner. All right, here we go. We got a Lucky Clover off the bat. We got Edgewell, we got Escape. We're gonna keep this because we should, hopefully. Oh, we got a Mill deck, so it's gonna probably be an Omnath deck. Definitely looking like a lovely Omnath deck here. So I'm going to go into River Glide Pathway. I'm going to pull the Beanstalk Giant. So we could pop, we'll be able to pop both his guys there too. So we'll do this. Then we'll grab a blue. red. So I'll let him get the first one. And we're not going to let him get the second one. There we go. So here's where we may want to play Storm. So we got a couple of options here. We're going to get at least one Omnath down. And we can think about how we want to do this. I am going to pull. Well, if we do this... Let's do this actually too. Keep that. Get our second land. I could have went the modal land. That's what I should have done. But I missed that. This is gonna hurt. If we would have played Shatter Skull, took the 3 damage, we could have taken 2 of the Rune Crabs off the board here before this hits. And then obviously they're gonna play Cultivate, which is gonna hurt us pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good news is we can play Shatter Skull, hurt ourselves. He's gonna get on that one too. Hurt ourselves, but we can play the board wipe card here. So, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Well, that's the full one. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and unfortunately we're going to have to sack a ton of stuff here to make this work. But we're going to do it. Pull Storm Wrath. And then let's pull... Let's pull a red cap melee to have. All right, we have some advantage right now. So we're keeping that for Omnath. And I have to wait because if they crack it here, they can crack Fabled. I need to take the Rune Crab off on the stack. Well, looks like I'm getting rid of Omnath then. And I need to wait till they crack. Oh. This is so painful. So now I play, so I can't get the other stuff that they want. That will unfortunately be a dead card in my book right now. That's not a good one either. Lot going on here. So many triggers. Looking for the crab. So I can actually put Fey Wishes on the board. And then do some pullback here as well. Because maybe we can get them, if they're playing this aggressive, maybe we can get them to go through their deck faster than us. That would be pretty funny if we could actually get them milled out. They're running a tight ship here too. Oh, I could play Ugin too. Let's see here. I think we go Ugin. And then we want to pull some cards back. So we don't have Belgala. We need to use once in the future. And we'll stay right there. So we'll kill him. Bring some of those things back. That's 8, 10, 12. We'll block like that. There's the crab. So let's see if we can get it. He's also out of cards. They got 2 crack cards. We pulled it off. Because what would happen is they'd draw a card with Omnath and they can't do it, so. Oh man, what a win. What a win. Whew. Glad we hung in there. So that's one of the reasons why you do that, my friends. That was an impressive turnaround there. Whew. They end up self-milling. We'll take it. All right, on to our third and final match here for our best of 3. Let's go ahead and do our traditional standard ranked play here with our lovely top 10 Temur Clover deck by Little Beep. All right, Planeswalkers, quickly here again, just want to say thank you. Appreciate the support as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. If you liked the video, please like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date. All right, 1-1 and best of 1. Let's see what we can do here. This is decent in terms of mana base. We get some draw. We're gonna try it. We got Information Scientist and a down pair here. Now we gotta be careful because I always sometimes put the wrong thing. And that's the pain with the modal lands. I like to bring them up here. Not if you just drop them like that, they're gonna go the wrong color on you. So far we look okay. If we can get Love Struck down, next turn we get draw 2. So we'll see. Yeah, I was worried that was coming. Alright, so it looks like it could be an Is It deck. Oh, nope, Temur. Alright. Ramp. Could be Omnath again. So we're gonna do this. Gonna take a look. We'll take that. See if we get it down. Oh, we should have played our land. Oh no. Should have played the land. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Ouch, 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 ouch. That is a bummer. That could cost us right there. Alright, looking for lethal here. Oh, I am so glad they did that. I want to see their deck. So I kept the Feldar there, because what they'll do is they will play that again. And we have enough to get through. So when they crack it, we'll push, and we'll get 3 through anyway with our 3 little guys here. Yeah, that's what they figured out. Oh, there we go. Alright, information scientist, check. On to our next match. So here again, here's what we could do. So we could pull in Mystical Dispute, we could pull in the Negates, because we know that they're running a lot of those ramp cards, also in the mirror match. So that is definitely something that we could try if we wanted to. Personally, I'm gonna stick with what we have, I think, because everything worked out just fine. We have some good answers there in terms of what we need to do. But you could do it. So I'm thinking. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted, and I know I'm probably if I don't do it, I'm gonna wanna have had done it. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can make this a nice 2-0 on the play. Call it a day. All right, we like this. We got lots of things we can play with here. All right, we can get Clover off. Let's find the land. We are done. We're in a good spot. So I am gonna go for the thinning first, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. So we'll grab a forest for Lovestraw, and we'll grab a mountain for Crusher. We'll get a few of these guys down. We'll keep moving. So I'm keeping these right now in case we want to mill. Oh, good old Omnath, my friends. They got. It's getting closer. I'll play one of these just for some smoothing here. Alright, here we go. We will go grab our card. So much like. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? We can grab an Ugin. And Storm's Wrath. Now, I did that to stop Terror from attacking in. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. You can absolutely play Ugin. Alright. Could be close here. Could be close. If they play this right, they could go damage over the top of Terror, which would not be fun. They can pull Euro back. I think they're being cautious though with Ugin. They're not going to get through Fae. That might do it. Well, they missed on Euro. Missed on the mana count. They would have played Euro. There, we got it. Now we got it. Now they got it. So much mana. Alright, on to the next one. I think I am going to sideboard in some of those counter spells, because that will help shut this deck down just a little bit. So we'll not make the same mistake this time. I will pull. I need the phase. I'm actually just going to pull. Yeah, 4, huh? 26. You guys know I hate having too many lands. So we'll do that. And then we'll go this. And one there. Okay. That works. Alright, on the play. Let's see if we can do something a little bit different this time. We'll play first. Oh. There, I am gonna have to play this. I don't have a choice. So I'm not gonna play the token. We're gonna play him straight up. That's 6. Oh, how do we want to play this? You could have said we maybe were too early. I'm actually going to grab Ugin now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're slightly short. Actually, I'm going to grab this. Oh, these trigger decks, these games are way too long. Way too long. Well, Omnath will be back here. Maybe. Yep, they're 2 lands down. Had them in their hand. Sounds nice. There we go. We'll see. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess I should have pulled Ugin. They're gonna have enough to cast Ultimatum is what's gonna happen here. Oh. Yeah, I'll still have enough though. They need 3 blues. There you go. And the green. Now they're good. Oh, they're ramping these decks, man. It happens. I could be playing the deck. I like this one better though. I must have a land then. Well, we will take that, I guess. You're still in it. And I can get Clover down. Oh, terror. I'm gonna make them go through their triggers, but we are definitely in trouble here. They could have went. Now they could have went with the creatures. So if they would have made the 2/2s, they could have just kept attacking too. He could have did lethal there as well. So I'm just going to assume that he's either 2 going to deal enough damage or it can. So unfortunately pulled the wrong one with Fury there. I don't think I really had a lot of options. I did not get a good mana base at the start. You could put Cobra in this deck, absolutely, that might help a little bit on some of the mana smoothing, but I did hurt myself by pulling in the counters. But nonetheless, I think this is a pretty sweet deck. Obviously, Little Beep's got this thing down to a T, and at the top 10 here. So, and at an 80% win rate against Omnath here. Unfortunately, we did not do that today. We went 1-1 against the Omnath decks, and actually lost to the mirror match. So, Planeswalkers, that's what we got going on today with the Temur Clover deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at it once again. Did not perform as well as we would have liked to. Went from 98% to 97%. But again, talked about the deck, what it was, how to play it. Got to see some action, best of 1 and best of 3. Unfortunately, we could not get over the hump. Is a tough meta right now, obviously, with all the Omnath decks. So, how it goes, and again, it was nice to see the mirror match beat an Omnath deck, the Mill version. And then obviously in the version we just played, it was a Terror of the Peaks one with ramp. So with that said, here's what we got going on. Once again, Planeswalkers deck list is available for you down below, so you'll have access to it right away. Additionally, questions, comments, let me know. Always happy to talk through that. If you thought my sideboarding of the negates and the mystical disputes was a bad play, you can absolutely call me out on that too. But unfortunately, it didn't help us. I think it hurt us on some of the mana smoothing there towards the end. So anyway, let's go back in there, sorry. Anyway, Planeswalkers, as always, I just want to say thank you, appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and you stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Stay tuned for some more awesome top decks, as well as strategy and great content for you. So we'll see you again soon, Planeswalkers. Mythras out.